Welcome to Good Works Tractors. From snow to mow, Good Works Tractors is the place to go. Shop goodworkstractors.com, subscribe to our channel below, like our Facebook page, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hey there guys, we got another snow pushing video for you today, and nothing crazy, but just had a second time I had to plow after we got that big snowstorm that came through a couple days ago, and so thought I'd do a little bit different video for it, and then show you some features here of the HLA snow pusher, and then also you get to take a look at some back dragging in action as well up near my garage doors, and how these perform and how you actually use that back drag. That's one of the probably the most common question that I get, or at least one of the most common questions I get about these snow pushers is, what is that back drag? Because not everybody needs one, but it's good to see in person or in a video, I guess, and have a visual idea of just how handy that back drag can be. Not everybody has a situation that they need a back drag, but for those that do, it's a real time saver and makes life a lot easier. So we'll do a real quick feature review here as well. And so what sets these snow pushers apart from others in the industry? You might first notice that there's no cross bracing, okay? There's no member, no bar, no anything that's going from here, you know, from the back plate to the side plate, okay? You can see instead, HLA has this double wall, this double panel side plate on either end that really opens up the whole pusher there. There's no places for snow to get trapped, that kind of thing in the corners. Now, you're also gonna see there's this rolled back, okay? It's a radius back. Let me take a look. From here, you can really see that there, okay, how it's rolled. And that going to do a couple things. It's really going to allow that snow to keep moving forward, keeping momentum going. It's not really going to let it stick like a lot of those flat walled boxes will do, or the ones that have the corner bracing in there. It's also going to require a little bit less horsepower just to keep things moving forward, because as it's just rolling on its own, instead of just sticking there and creating more weight and more resistance, it's just going to keep on moving it forward. So I sell probably 8 out of every 10 pushers with a rubber edge on there. You know, they're very good for the paved surfaces, for concrete and asphalt and brick and that kind of thing. And you know, I'm actually starting to get more and more customers even with gravel and stone that are requesting the rubber, because once that stone and gravel freezes up, you know, the rubber does tend to slide right over top, and you can get into your grass, and even in the spring push a lot of that that gravel that might have spilled out right back into your drive too. So rubber is definitely way more popular, at least with my customers, and you know, it's a fairly decent representation. It's not just here in West Michigan, but literally, you know, all over the Midwest and New England, and out into the plains too. So it's a, I don't know, pretty good trend there. And again, that is no cost difference between the steel or rubber edge on the main pusher. If you did want to add a rubber edge onto your back drag, you can do so. You can see it's drilled there, tapped for bolt holes there to add on a rubber edge. This steel edge is not replaceable, but I mean, it is a very robust edge, and for the amount that you use the back drag, relatively speaking, compared to the main pusher edge down there, I don't really know if a residential owner would ever really wear this down enough to be a consideration. You can add the rubber on there. It's an extra cost. It's pretty expensive. I don't think it's worth it. Typically, if you're using your back drag, you're going to be in a careful situation. You know, like me, I'm up by the garages here, where I'm already being careful and aware to not bang into a garage or a building. You know, I'm going to be going in reverse, and so I'm also going slow because I'm going backwards, and so it just makes it a lot more controllable to maintain the pressure and not worry so much about inflicting damage. Just really trying to go slow and get that snow back carefully without damaging anything else. So just my 2 cents. You're going to see the rubber edge that's on here. Now, there is also a steel edge you can get, and you can see that in some of my other videos, but I don't have that set up here right now. And this rubber edge is 6 inches top to bottom, okay, and it's 1.5 inches thick, okay, so the actual thickness of it. And you can see it is slotted, so as this does wear down over time, you know, you can adjust that, loosen it up, the bolts, and adjust it down or up, and then you can also flip it over and get wear on the other side as well. So for the typical homeowner, I typically say you're going to get 2 or 3 years out of a side, and then you can flip it over and use the other side. So you have a lot of longevity that you can get out of this edge before you have to replace it. You also see that these skid shoes here, or skid runners, on either end, they are adjustable up and down, okay? And they are replaceable as well if you ever do wear them out, although they're a pretty thick steel there. And now you can see here, we've got them adjusted down, and you pretty much use almost all the adjustability. There's a little bit up here that you can still get out of it, but you're going to use most of that adjustability in the skid runners already, because you're trying to make contact. You know, the thought is if you're using a rubber edge, they're trying to maximize this thickness that you get, and so you got to adjust these almost down all the way to make contact. But the thought is if you're using the rubber edge, you intend on making contact with the surface that you're plowing, and so they just want to maximize, HLA does, they want to maximize that thickness of the rubber edge there for you. One of the other unique features is going to be the Backdrag here, and so you can see it entirely encloses the top side of that snow pusher. And so this big black chunk here, okay, that is optional, and you'll see on my website where I price them with and without the Backdrag. This one has it on there, using it at my house, and essentially you can roll this whole thing forward, and then this edge right here, you know, this becomes your scraping edge, and you can roll that forward. It's down on the ground, you can pull away, and you'll see that in the video here too, just how that works in action. But very nice to have. A lot of the other manufacturers that are out there, their Backdrag is going to be a bar that's somewhere in this thickness right here. This is all open up here, okay, so it's, you could look right down through, just a bar right here that bolts on and goes all the way across, okay, and then this is all open. So if you have deeper snow, or if you accumulate more snow that's higher than this level here, it's just going to spill over, you know. So that's one of the unique things about the HLA snow pusher that I think sets it apart as well. And so last year they came out with a bolt-on style of quick attach here, okay? Used to be welded on, so if you wanted a John Deere style, it was welded on, you know, right from the factory. Or if you wanted a skid steer quick attach, it was welded on. So they opened up that versatility to be able to allow you to bolt this on. And so you can bolt on the quick attach frame for the John Deere, you can bolt on the quick attach frame for the skid steer. You know, there's the universal style, or the global style, there's pinned on styles too. So opens up that versatility. I had a customer recently call, and he had a skid steer quick attach, you know, it was an orange one. Then he got into a John Deere with a John Deere quick attach, and so he just has to replace this back frame here instead of replacing the entire snow pusher. And really, one of the most amazing things about it is that they're still at a really good price point. They're going to be right on track with all the other snow pushers that are out there. You know, prices are going to vary from dealer to dealer and region to region and things like that, but I mean, they're very competitive on their pricing. We do ship these all over the place. I mean, we ship just an absolute ton of them, and so we're happy to do that for you if you can't find one local. We try to keep good inventory, but you know, certain times of year, like right now and mid-November, it's tough to do. So happy to ship one for you if we have one in stock, or if you can order it early enough in the season, or if you can afford to wait, we'd love to work with you as well, and we get an order placed for you. And just depending on when it is, sometimes it's just a couple weeks, sometimes it can get to 6 to 8 weeks, but we really try hard to avoid that whenever we are able to do so. Well, so hope you enjoyed this video. Again, HLA 1500 snow pusher. This is a 54-inch that you'll see in here. The HLA 1500 series does come in sizes that are 54-inch, 60-inch, 66, and 72. You can also go up to an HLA 1800 series, which is going to be in a 60-inch, 72, or 84-inch variant, and then even a 2500 and a 3500 series, and so on. And so those are essentially going to be in 12-inch increments, and as you get larger and larger. And one of the things I will say about the Backdrag is that at least on the 2500 series, which is about as big as I typically go, I cater mainly to subcompact and compact tractor owners. The Backdrag width is going to stay the same, and so you will actually in the 2500 series have a little bit of a gap up here, but we're still talking there's I don't know, this might be close to 15, 16 inches of depth here that the snow would have to climb over before it got above that. So anyway, just want to keep that in mind. The 1500 and 1800 series, it will still be fully enclosed down there.
you.